Thursday. I like all 3 Thursday games.
So do I.
There's something I want to watch in all of them.
Yes.
Yeah. First is Bears-Lions, and I want to watch the Bears. I want
Bears.
to watch Mac. I want to watch their defense. The Lions.
I want to watch their defense.
After last night, I want to watch someone play defense.
That's awesome.
So this game, I've been talking about this with the Redskins lately, and the Redskins have, to their credit, worked hard, fought hard. But at some point, you can't deal with all the injuries, right?
Sure. Agreed.
And the absences. So the Lions, over the last – I don't know if TJ Lang's going to play this week, but in the last few weeks, Kerryon Johnson's hurt. He's not playing this week. He dodged a big bullet, but it sounds like 1 or 2 games that he's going to be out. Marvin Jones still hurt. Not sure what his status is for Thursday. A few weeks ago, remember they traded Golden Tate. At some point, you lose too much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they beat the Panthers, but I don't know. This one seems like it's weird because these guys played last week. They're playing twice in 11 days, if I've got the schedule right. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, because they played out.
The Bears won 34-22. They had 6 sacks. There were 3 turnovers. This game, even though it was 34-22, it was 34-10 after the third quarter. Mm-hmm. So the Bears, I want to say the Lions have lost too much, but I'm always trying to find a reason to argue for the home dog, right? So the Bears on the road.
Atlanta thanks you for that. We'll get to them.
The Bears have lost. They lost to the Packers in that comeback game in week 1, right?
Yep.
They barely got by Arizona.
Yep. They
lost at Miami. And, all right, they torched the Bills with, Peterman and, the big disaster up there. What do you do with that one? Like, what do you make of this? Can the Bears go in and rout the Lions, or do you think they will?
So we have to kind of go with context clues from the most recent game, and that's the Lions-Panthers. Because I like what the Bears are doing on both sides of the football right now. Khalil Mack is just a complete monster. So let's look at what the Lions did against the Panthers. They almost peed down their leg and blew a game, right? If you look at that last play that the Panthers scored the touchdown on, I mean, Cam Newton wasn't running as much as I think he has in the past in circumstances where there was a wide open field in front of him. And that was driving me crazy in that game because the Panthers have the ability to cover that because it's the same spread. That's the other thing I wanted to know. Panthers were giving 4 to the Lions, so it's the same exact spread in this case.
Right.
And the one thing that you look at the Bears makeup that the Panthers didn't have, they have Christian McCaffrey, scrawny little guy, not between the tackles runner. The Bears have Jordan Howard. He's going to destroy that Lions rush defense. That is a sieve. So
they didn't. I don't know. Once they got Harrison, I feel like the between the tackles defense has been a little better.
Not based on team rankings and last 3 games and things like that. I mean, again, and the other thing you have to also remember is Trubisky's mobility. That has become a bigger factor this year than I think. Yeah. It's kind of like an outlier type thing. But, I mean, when everybody's running run-pass option right now and Trubisky has that mobility, that's scary when you stretch it out over the course of the season. And Matt Nagy's innovative and things like that. So there might be more options for that as a play call here in the future. Plus, if people are overplaying Jordan Howard, I mean, then you're going to see a little bit more Trubisky. So, I mean, I lean Bears in this, definitely. Again, though, it's like the Panthers, they should have won and covered that game. And that's most of these games this past weekend drove me nuts because there just wasn't that moment of opportunity where teams were knocking teams over and taking advantage. Like I said, there were multiple occasions where Cam Newton had the lane, and I think they had to settle for a field goal on one of them because he didn't run the 2 yards that he typically runs to score a touchdown. I don't know if he was banged up or protecting himself or what, but the flow of that game was complete garbage from Carolina's standpoint. Lions did what they could, but Marvin Jones banged up, Kerryon, no Golden Tate. All their tight ends are hurt. Levine To'o is their only tight end, and he's a pass blocker. So Galladay made a heck of a catch to score one of their touchdowns, which, again, some luck goes into. I mean, they have to strike right, and I think there's just not enough weapons on Detroit's side to keep it close.
Yeah, you might be right. And since Matt got back from injury there, that defense is better.
Scary. I mean, did you see him push over that one lineman?
Yeah.
I mean, one-handed. He's like, boink, and he just tipped over. Now he's probably off balance, but still, Khalil Mack's also very strong, and I think Stafford, he crumbles in the pocket. So there's that too.
I think I'm going Bears and giving the points.
Yeah.
I don't love doing it, but I'm going to do it. So you?
I agree. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm Bears. Bears
Okay.
by 6-7 points. It's on the road. I get. And the other thing that a lot of people were noting last night was, man, that stinks that NBC got to flex the game to Sunday night because it's even less time for the Bears to heal up before an early Thursday game. So that amount of time where your body gets to recuperate is even shorter.
Which matters.
It does matter.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the thing, by the way, when we do notes, we talk about different notes for these games. Sometimes we talk about, hey, this is the team's record against the spread. Usually we do it when it's more of an extreme. You know, if it's, you know, hey, they're, you know, 5-4, yeah, who cares? If they're both middle of the road, that's why we're not talking about it, by the way. If we don't, that's why. All right, so we're going Bears, both of us.